Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for the Great Wall of Comics. And today we're going to be prepping to send a book out to CBCS to get one of these art labels. All right, so I've sung the praises of these art labels a bunch of times from CBCS because I like when I send a book off to an artist. This is what's unique, is the artwork. There's only one of this around, period. No more. And I think when we go to get our regular books graded, the grade is what we're using to set that book apart from all the others like it. There is no other like this, so there's no necessary need. But I really think that it's also possible to take away from the art on a book simply by having a bad grade on it. So what I mean by that is if I were to take this book and send this in and I get a 9.0, all of a sudden I might be paying attention to that 9.0 and not the book, and it's bugging the crap out of me. It doesn't need to be there. It doesn't set the value. So I've talked about using these art labels that CBCS does. Now I wish that CGC did them. They do an art label on big like 11 by 17s, but they don't do it on these slabs. So this means that this is what I still use CBCS for a lot, is I will send a sketch cover in. I'll send it in to get encapsulated with the art label so I don't pay for grading, and then I have them do the signature verification. They're not going to verify the art because obviously that's a different ball of wax, but they will verify the signature. So I get a book back like this one that has, it says what it is. It says that there's a sketch on cover and verified signature by so-and-so. So that's what I like. And I know some of you guys have talked about it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and take us through that. I've got several sketch covers that have come back recently that we're going to go through and do these. So the first step on that is we need to go to our CBCS website. This is where we're going to be doing our submission. And ahead of this, you're also going to need just to look up for these books what the title of the books are and when they were published. That's going to be, we're going to need that sort of entering into the system. So let's go ahead, and we're on CBCS. I've logged in. If you don't have a login, you can create one. It's absolutely free. There's no membership fee, unlike CBCS. So you don't have to worry about that. So we'll just go here and we'll hit submit now, start your submission. And then here we are. Are we doing a comic book submission or magazines? And then if you were selecting here, if you were going to Canada, actually it doesn't look like they have, or if maybe I already skipped past that, but there was a Canadian option for a while. So we're doing comic book submission, and it says I have no order so far, and I just have to click on add a comic. Now, this is a much easier screen, I think, for uploading comics into your order than CGC's. CGC, you have to do this weird search. It combines all the data into one. Here, we don't have that. So my first book is Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man, it says. Except it's not Spider-Man. It's just Amazing Fantasy 15. Well, that's what it wants. All right, fine. Issue 15. I don't know why it's doing all that, because it's just Amazing Fantasy, actually. Let's just leave it at that. Amazing Fantasy. Okay, Amazing Fantasy, issue number 15. And this particular blank, this was produced in 2019. So I'm just going to enter the year, 2019. The publisher is Marvel, and we select that. The variant, this is a blank. Oops, helps if I spell it right, blank. And you can see there's a lot of different blanks here. We can go to blank exclusive, which is what this actually is, because this particular blank was an exclusive for Unknown Comics. There's no pedigree involved here. The quantity on this is 1. My insured value on this, I'm just going to put this in at $100. This is basically the insurance that's going to be used to ship it back to me. I could do more, but it's also going to potentially run up my rate. Not great screen grading because I'm going to come over here to a comic summary, and I'm going to change this from new to original art. Now watch what's going to happen. See, so if I was doing this in new, it would be $22. I go to original art, and it's going to drop down to 18. So, and then I don't want any image or anything, and I do want to go down here, and I'm going to add my verified signature and my first name on this one. This is Uko Smith, and I'm going to add it. Now it is $25, so that means now it's $43 to encapsulate it with the signature verification. It is not inexpensive, but I am preserving my original art. So save that one. Boom. It is now, this is ready to go. So next one up is another Amazing Fantasy 15. Now this is a beautiful wraparound. I am going to take it out of this clear backer board and put it into a regular backer board when I send it in. So we're going to do very much the same thing here. I'm going to add in Amazing Fantasy. Or actually, you know what I can do? Let's go back a second. Let's go back to that. What I can do is they have a duplicate, add a copy. Boom. So now it's already copied all the same information. I don't have to enter it again, except that now I'm going to remove the Uko Smith, and I'm going to add a different verified signature. And this is going to be, this is Lock Nguyen, Nguyen. Add. All right, so he has done that, and we're at the original art. Save. I almost forgot about that duplicate feature. That is super nice because it'll save you a lot of time if you're doing multiple covers that are the same. Now, this next one I have to do here, this is an Amazing Spider-Man. It's not an Amazing Fantasy 15. This was done by Chris Meriden. It's a demo goblin. We're going to send it in. So let's now create this here. And this is Amazing Spider-Man. And this is issue 129. It's because it's the facsimile for the first Punisher. And this one, I wrote it down here, 129. This was 2023. And this was, again, Marvel. Is our publisher. Our variant is our blank. Oops. And I'm just going to go here and select blank variant. And insured value, again, 100. My tier is original art. Now, you'll notice here there is a slab only. If this was a regular comic book and you were truly just wanted to encapsulate this to save and preserve a book, but you didn't care about grading, you could use slab only to do that. All right, so here's original art again. We're going to do our first verified signature. And this is Chris Meriden, Marrinan. Add. And save. Now, if you were to add an additional, if you had multiple signatures on a book, because this is the same process, a very similar process, except you would select something other than original art. If you were sending in books for signature, you could have multiple signatures, and you would just select each additional signature. All right, so next up, so I'm doing these also, you'll notice, in alphabetical order. This is Transformers. Brandon McKinney did this piece for me, a nice wheeljack. He had worked on one of the Transformers cartoons as a showrunner, art runner, something like that. All right, so this is Transformers. And this is issue number 13. This was 2024, and it is Image, and this is a blank variant. And again, we'll do 100. 100. And I'm going to select first verified signature is going to be Brandon McKinney. Add. And make sure I check this to the correct tier. Now, this is one thing that is really nice. If I had other books I want to send into CBCS, I can enter different tiers on the same submission. This is something that if you do this on CGC, they're going to break it up into separate submissions, and they're going to charge you separate submission fees and separate return shipment fees. CBCS is not going to do that. However, whatever the longest lead time is what's going to apply to the entire order. So just keep that in mind. Not a big deal, really. You would actually expect that. Okay, save that one. All right, so far we've got ourselves original art. We've got 4 books, and we've got one last book we're going to enter, and that is this Frankenstein crazy wraparound. This is from an artist named Joseph. Now, this is the one book, and there's always a book, it seems, that I'm sending in that I'm questioning, will they be able to do a verified signature on? Now, Joseph is he's a local guy. Doesn't have a ton of published stuff, but he has published his own comic. He has published an art book and stuff. So we're going to see. The worst that happens is they're going to kick it back to me. So we're going to enter this in here as Universal Monsters, and this is Frankenstein, and this is issue 1, and this was 2024. Yep. And the publisher is Image. Our variant is our blank variant. Oops. 1, insured value 100. This is an art. And we're going to go first verified. And I did checking around. So he is just simply Joseph is his publishing name. That's the name he uses on all his art. When he's publishing is just Joseph. So that's what we're going to use and add it. And, oh, you know what we can do here is if we go, yeah, well, we'll just, all right, save. All right, so that's my order. I've got the 5 books in here. Now I can go to checkout. So you can see for the 4 books, it's going to be a total of $215 so far. Let's go to checkout. We're going to select my return address, which I'll have to blur out. Use selected address. Now, promo code. I do have one. This is going to be Comic 5. This was let's see if it's going to work. It has expired. All right. Well, it was only for $5 off, so not a big deal. All right. And yeah, so we're done. No promo code. I don't have any credits to use. So yeah, put it on fire and submit. What the hell? Okay. Review. Okay, select speed. That's what it did. It bounced me back around. I'm just going to say go ahead and send it back to me ground. Insurance cost is $7.50. Go ahead and insure it. That's fine. And I can now... Here's my breakout. So the total is going to be $246.50. Place the order. Now, they're not going to bill me right away. They're not going to bill it until they get the shipment in. So it's all done. Now I can go ahead and select print invoice and print the invoice. And not to my thermal printer, send it to my regular printer and print. All right, and that's going to be it. So the order is going to print, and now it's going to be ready for me to set that into my box. I can pack it up. I'm going to put 2 copies of that order along with all the books in the order that they are, pack them up, ship them to CBCS, and they're on their way. That's it, guys. Let me know what you thought. I hope that you found this interesting. I know some people had asked about this. They hadn't seen a CBCS submission before, or they just hadn't done the art submission, wanted to see what was different there. Until next time, guys, collect what you want, but don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.